Morning, well, Hippy Trev here. So it's been another warm and sticky, wet day up here in the big. Let's get into it. So this is part 2 of the Honda 754 112th model. So yesterday, as I told you, I was having trouble with the front wheel and the tyres and everything. I think I've got it sorted. So I put the black rim back on, and what I've done, I think I've set up, there's a gap. Just a very, very thin gap on this edge here. And I'm hoping when I glue this wheel on, I'll have the same gap on this side. And I reckon that's what the groove of the tyre is supposed to sit in. So we'll get into that shortly and have a look at that. Got the motor into the frame. That was a fairly good job. I broke a bit off the bottom of the swing arm. Sorry, I broke a bit off the rear centre stand, but that's okay. So I've got a rubber band holding it together there. Had a clothes peg up the top there, horns on. So the motor's in the frame. Now, what I've found with this model is I've had to get this knife out, and every one of the holes where the where the motor bolts to the frame, I had to round out with this, because with this there is so much chrome on the motor and the parts that none of the bits fit in the hole. So every hole I've had to go through. And I'm just trying to find one at the moment because I haven't got my glasses on. So every hole I put in there, and I just round all the holes out, because the chrome fittings are so heavily chromed they don't fit in the holes properly. So I found that best thing to do, especially when it came to the engine mount holes, was to basically just round them all out, and then everything fitted in properly, and then just drop your dobs of glue on. So motor's in the frame. I'm going to put this together a little while. I'm still letting that set. Like I said, there's a gap on that side. I'm hoping when I put this part of the rim together, there'll be a gap on that side as well, but not in the centre, and that hopefully will hold the tyre together. Next stage, I've got to put the shockies on, and I've also got to put the centre bar down. I've got to put the shockies on, and then I've also got to get the swing arm in there. So that's the sort of the next stage. I'm taking every bit, just bit by bit. Getting my pieces into place, letting them sit, go and have a cup of tea or whatever, and come back, and waiting sort of about an hour in between each section, so I don't force anything, and I'm just letting things happen gently. And then the stage after that, I don't know why they that's the instructions for the hosing there. That's the instructions for all the hosing there. It's really strange. And they're not very clear on how to route all your hosings, but I guess I'll just have to concentrate and look at that. That's your routing of the hoses. That picture there shows how you find the length of the hose. Yeah, these instructions, well, these instructions are not the best in the world. And there's the rest of the build sheet. So it's going to be a couple of day build. I'm just taking my time with this. So it's going to be a couple of day build, and like I said, every section, just doing it piece by piece, trying to get everything right and getting it assembled properly. And so there we go. So I don't plan on filming too much. Yesterday turned out to be a very long video and probably bored the shit out of people. It's funny that when I start my model building, I start losing scribers very quickly. All the scribers tend to want to drop off. So, right, I think I've got that together. And there's just a little bit of a gap on each side of this black for the rim, so I reckon the tyre's going to sit into that. I'm just going to push this all together. I think we'll get a clothes peg in a couple of spots. Right, so I put a heap of clothes pegs on there, because inside there was a gap on the inside where you can see the black bit. So anyway, I'm just going to let that all settle for now, and get on to the next stage. The shockies are all in 2 pieces, the rear shocks. So same as yesterday, I'm just going to have to file all these off with my nail file, get all the chrome off, glue them together, let them sit, and then start putting them together. So everything's just bit by bit. Wherever there's chrome, you've got to get all this chrome off, otherwise the parts don't join. Then get out my swing arm pieces, and work out how to get it all together. So That's the next section there, this one here. So pipe down, that to go into the motor, swing arm together, and shockies joined and so forth. So right, well, I'm not going to bother filming all that. It just sort of takes too long and boring. Yesterday's video turned out to be a way longer than it should have been. And it's funny, you know, I lost 2 subscribers out of yesterday. So the minute I start building models, it seems like people aren't interested and my subscribers just drop right off. But anyway, that's up to them. I don't do it for them, I do it for me. And those who want to watch, that's good. And those who don't, they're busy doing other things. So, rightio, worlds, I'll get back to you a bit later when I have the swing arm in, the main downpipes in, shockies are on, and I've got a few more things done. So, rightio, worlds, get back to you later. Bye. Rightio, worlds, well, it takes a lot to get me fucking frustrated, but I'll tell you what, this one's come to the end of really pushing the fucking limits. The swing arm's in 2 parts. And that was a prick of its own getting in there. I've had the swing arm actually breaking apart, but I got it in there. Then trying to attach the shockies, I got them on there. So I had the swing arm in, I had the shockies in, I had the chain in, which is really weird because it's broken there, so you have to break it over the swing arm. Got the brake part in the rim. Actually got the sprocket part in the rim. Put the brake drum in, got the back wheel in there, and then the fucking tyre decided to come off. So in the process of trying to rethread the tyre onto this rim, everything just fell to bits. Everything just fucking come apart, like the swing arm. Look at that, you know, the swing arm's just completely come apart again. This tyre is the biggest cunt of a fucking tyre I've ever had in my life. Of every model, any model I've ever fucking built, I've never come across a tyre like this that won't go on the rim, will not stay on the rim, and will not thread onto the rim. Now, it's got this black shit in here, and there is a groove all the way around. What I would say the bead of the tyre is supposed to sit in that bead of the tyre. Well, it fucking well doesn't. This tyre's a piece of shit. Total fucking garbage. It doesn't matter how many times you put the tyre on, it doesn't sit right. And it keeps, like, it just falls off the rim on its own accord. As soon as you touch it, it falls off the rim. It will not bead up. Doesn't matter what I do here. The tyre doesn't sit in the rim, doesn't sit in the bead. It just won't work. See, there's a gap on this side there. The tyre's not going into the bead. So, you know, you just gently manipulate it around and try and make it work. I am so frustrated. It's fucking hot and sticky, and I'm really fucking frustrated. So you try and get that into the rip, and then the fucking thing just falls off. So you try and get it back on again. You know, I've done quite a few models as most of you know. Look, and then same this side, it just fucking peels off again. This is the worst fucking model I have ever built in my life, as far as tyres are concerned. Morning, well, it's Hippy Trev here. So it's about 3 weeks since I've even touched the Honda 754 model, so it's definitely time to get back to it. Rightio, well, so it's time to get back to this model. I hope I haven't, excuse me. Rightio, well, so it's time to get back to this model. I hope I haven't lost any bits. And hopefully it'll go together the way it should. This tyre here, I took out the black center bits because they weren't working. Even Dex had a look at this and he said, it's the worst tyre looking model he's ever had. The seams don't line up on the rim from the tyre. It's just a really poor quality. It's just a poor quality tyre on the rim business. I can't do anything about it, so it's going to always look like it's got a flat tyre, or it's always going to look like it's been de-rimmed. I can't do anything about it. So anyway. So what I need to do now is get the swing arm in. Hopefully it'll hold. So can I get the swing arm in without breaking it? It says not to glue, but I've got a funny feeling I'm going to end up gluing this. Right. I think the first thing to do is try and get these shockies into position. Rightio, I've got the shockies on. Now, it tells you not to glue the swing arm in position, but you know what? Once the shockies are in and fixed, they can't move anyway, so I don't see any reason not to glue the swing arm into position. It just stops any movement. My light's not very good in here today, yeah. Alright, so one shocky just fell off again. Rightio, that's as much as I can do for the next hour or so. That's as much as I can do for the next hour or so, because I've just got to let everything the glue will just dry and settle. I've glued the swing arm in position. It doesn't need to move from here on out. There's just no, the shockies are fixed, they don't spring up and down. There's no spring movement there, so there's no reason not to glue the swing arm into position. And that way, hopefully, it won't come apart later on when I get on with more and more assembly, like chain, sprocket, rear wheel, hub, and the brake hub. That's the next things to go in. So, and after that, I've got all the lines I've got to make up. They're not very clear. I've got all the air boxes and everything to put on. So I'll get back to that later. Rightio, well, so it's getting a bit later in the day. So I got the back in on the bike. So I got the back wheel on the bike. I've managed to get a side cover on, carbies are on, intake air boxes on, shockies on, brake lever on this side's on, mud guard, chain guards on. Now down in there, you'll see that little connection with all them little Ford tubes. I can tell you that was a bit of a nightmare getting that on. There's two things going on this model. Oh, decal on, and also got the decal on, the Honda decal on there. The stickers did seem to come off pretty well, so putting the decals on the tank will be all up to me to get it right. So, but the stickers do come off the sheet really well. So these tubings, there's two things with this model that's been really hard work. That's the oil tank side I haven't put on yet. The two biggest problems with this model is, one, the chrome plating. Their chrome plating, I feel like I'm yelling, their chrome plating is so thick that a lot of the fittings don't go into the holes where they're supposed to go into the holes, and I've had to drill them out, or take them out, get this in here and make the holes bigger to make things fit. The second thing with this I found was the hosing that goes over these nipples is like shrunk, and it was a nightmare trying to get all that hosing in there onto that four nipples. I've got the same job, going to come up with the spark plugs, how I'm going to get them, how I'm going to go and how am I going to get this plastic tubing over the top of them spark plugs without having to file every one of them down and pull them out and redo them. Now, there's a spark plug there. That's the top of the plug, and I've somehow got to get a piece of tubing over each one of these spark plug tops and route it. And already I can tell it doesn't fit, which means I might have to go in and pull the other three spark plugs out of the head in there, which are really hard to see, just to get the tubing on. Where on the top of the carbies there, where the tube goes onto the top of the carbies, there was these nipples. I had to hand file with this nail file all the way down, all the way around every one of those top of those carbies just to get the tubing on. And there was supposed to be another two tubes where the carbies all joined. There was another two upright tubes. I could not get my file in there to get them down enough to get the tubing on. It was just going to snap off. I did get it folded down enough. I'm going to have another go. It's supposed to be the lines to the bottom of the fuel tank and the tap on the fuel tank. I don't know how I'm going to go. they're buried deep down in there on the carbies. I really don't know how I'm going to go getting them back in there. Some of the things aren't lining up as good. This back tyre, like I said, complete another nightmare. It looks like it's just flat all the time because it just doesn't sit on the rim properly. But yeah, so the biggest problem is I'm having so far is they've got so much chrome plating over everything that when you go and put things in the holes that they're meant to go in and so forth, nothing fits. Everything has to be filed down to fit, or each one of the holes have to be ground out with the knife just to make them fit in. That's the tail light. I think that's stuck on there, and all the chrome has to be filed off, otherwise it doesn't stick. So, rightio, well, even this gear lever, this little gear lever here, has got like a little flat edge. I've already had it in there once, and I realise it's just going to, because of all the manhandling I'm doing, I have to put that on a lot later. But that doesn't even sit in the hole properly. That little flat edge there, I am going to have to file with my nail file just a tad to get that chrome plating off to fit in the hole, or, and if I'm not careful, I will break that off, or I have to round the hole out, which will not sit properly. But that's what I'm dealing with, trying to get the chrome plating off something that small. Anyway, well, it's pretty late in the day. I'm about to have a cup of tea. I'm not sure I'm going to push on with any more, so I think today I'll just finish off getting this side cover on. That on the way it's supposed to sit. I'm going to have a go and try and get the two other bits of line going in on the carbies, and that'll be probably an hour's worth of work just mucking around trying to do that. And I think I'm pretty much going to call it a day. So doesn't look like I got much done, but believe me, there was because everything has to, like, I put all the 4 carbies on, then I realised the tubing wasn't right, so I had to pull all the carbies back off the mounting bracket, which was the black mounting bracket there, so I had to pull all the carbies off individually, hand file down the top of every one of them carbies till I got the tubes to fit on. This is a really strange resin. The resin underneath's pink, and it's just pretty much a very poor quality resin, unfortunately. This is not the model I thought it was going to be. So I had to hand file down at the top of every one of these carbies just to get the plastic tubing on, and that was a very, that was a very tight fit. Even getting the plastic tubing on that 4-piece there, where it all goes onto, that was a very tight fit, even just getting it on there. It's like the tubing is just way too small for this model. Maybe it's just old and shrunk, I don't know. And then the 2 lines that have to go in from the top of the 4 carbies to the bottom of the fuel tank, there's 2 pins in there. I nearly snapped them off trying to file them off. I am going to have another go at getting some tubing on there. I do actually have bigger tubing over in the box from one of my truck models. I might be better off trying to slip that on, because I do want to get all this stuff on the way it's supposed to be. But I tell you what, the chrome plating is so thick that nothing goes together the way it's supposed to. But anyway, that's the joys of modelling. So rightio, well, apart from that little bit of tubing, I'm going to muck around after having my cup of tea. I'm going to call it a day on this one, and this will be the end of part 2. And part 3 should be pretty much final assembly, and hopefully with the bike together. I might do a bit of filming of putting it together, but basically part 3 should be the end build and how it should stand, so with stickers and everything on. So rightio, well, stay safe, keep your knees in the breeze, and I will catch you later. Bye.